Right, guys. So when it actually comes to creating a website, and you want to use images like custom images, and you're not wanting to build completely from CSS, what you're going to want to do is use Photoshop as one of your major tools. And in this case, we're doing it for our graphic site. So um, I'm just going to call this gfxportfolio.com and make the size a little bit smaller. Okay, guys. So let me run you through the design really quickly. Basically, we're going to have our logo on the left-hand side. We're going to have our links up the top. We're going to have a search bar so you can search content on the site. And then here we're going to have a couple of arrows which you click, and it opens up a drop-down window similar to what you have on Twitter, where you can input your login details. And the login details are only going to be for the admin of the site, so he can post content to his blog, upload new stuff to his portfolio. So basically remember that this is a completely custom portfolio we're building here. It's going to be for you only. It's not going to be for any sort of other users to upload their content to. So other users will be able to read from your blog, but they can't post to it, so it's completely personalised, and we'll just get that straight now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go File, Save As. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go File, Export for... wait, how did you do this again? Save for web and devices. Come on. And then we're going to go... We're not doing a GIF, we're doing a PNG, and is it 24 or 8? Oh, no, it's PNG 8. And then we're going to... I can't remember which is the higher output. I think it's PNG 24. So we're going to go PNG 24, and then we're just going to go save, and we're going to save this as header. And this is just going to be my documents, but I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to go to my computer, and I'm going to go to my local disk, and I'm going to go to my program files, and I'm not. I'm going to go to my WAMP, www, GFX port, images, and just save it in there. And this is going to act as a template for now. And what we're going to do, inside of our header here, we're going to create a new table. So this, we're going to go Insert, and we're going to go Table. So you get this thing come up, and it asks you to put in your rows and your columns. And this is where I was saying that it's easier to code with Dreamweaver rather than hand coding, because when you come to tables it's quite tricky, because you have to start declaring the column span, the row span, and it can get quite messy if you don't know the actual width of the images and stuff you're importing, and to slice it up equally can be a pain in the ass. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring up our ruler tool in Photoshop, Control R for those of you who don't know, or Command R on a Mac, and we're going to see how many segments we want to split this into. So we're going to have one separation at each link, and obviously guys, you can add as many of these in as you like, but I'm obviously only going to be creating it for my site. Well, I'm only going to be creating the stuff applicable for this site, so you will have to work the rest out on your own if I don't cover it in this tutorial. So from what we can see here, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns and 2 rows. So back in Dreamweaver, we're going to have 2 rows and we're going to have 7 columns. And the table width is going to be pixel 100%. We don't want to set it as pixels. Actually, I'm going to do mine as pixels because I've already got this image declared. So I'm going to go pixels, and I can see it's 1000 width. So to 1000 width in pixels, with the rows of 2 and the columns of 7, I'll click OK. And here you can see that we now have our nice table inputted into Dreamweaver. And I'm just going to indent these a couple of lines. And then I always indent these a couple more lines. Right. Now, if we go into our design, we can now see that we have a table. and now I'm going to start exporting the single elements of my document. So that way I'm going to be able to sort of like build from it. So the first thing I'm going to export obviously is going to be my logo. So if I come to the bottom and I find my logo layer, which is this one I believe, along with this one, I'm just going to go to File, and I'm going to create a new, and I reckon that that part of the image is probably around about, I'm not very good at guessing, I'm going to say it's 80 wide and it's probably 150 tall. Well, I know it's 150 tall. And we're going to come back to here. Oh, we take everything. Idiot. Sorry. I'm just going to take these two parts and I'm going to put them in there. And I have guessed epically wrong. It's going to be about 120 wide, I guess. Probably want to leave a little bit more leeway than that. I'm going to say 130. So now I have my 130 width. I can just delete this horrible background, and we have GFX portfolio, have our logo, and we're now going to import that into thingy. So we're going to save for web and devices again, and we're going to do it as PNG24. We're going to do save, and in our images folder we are now going to have GF logo. Right, now that the logo is saved, in here we're going to import it, and the first thing we want to do is go into our box, hold the click and drag down, and we're going to click on this one little button down here, merges the selected cells, and we'll do that, and now we have our cell, we have these cells merged, so we can go insert image, images, logo. Oh no, it's frozen. This is not good. Yeah, my computer seems to like to mess up at the most awkward of times. Okay, I'm going to stop this part of the tutorial and we'll continue in the next part. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you enjoy this so far, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe maybe. Peace.